Hello everyone and welcome to round 4 of the Volkswagen Scirocco League powered by NXTGEN Racing. We're here at Interlagos for what is going to be a wonderful 20 minutes of racing action between the drivers in Lobby 2. I'm fairly certain it's going to be an exciting event. We've got Rally Matt on pole once again. He's in the black and white car on the left hand side of the screen. We've got Danzo, we'll just go through the camera angles there. Danzo in second. Dud's in third, fresh from his first podium in the series. He starts on the second row with Bigsy alongside him. 1805 back in the race for this week, which is good to see. He's in fifth. Bertus in 6th place. Snav 7th. We've got Gino Demmer in 8th. Roving Island back as well. Good to see him in the Lobby 2 as well, but good, nice to see the CRT driver in. He's got his CRT stablemate of Mark Parker in 10th, and then Jazzy Just, who also made his debut last week. He's in 11th place. But we're going to get things underway at Interlagos. Really looking forward to this one. So the lights will be coming up shortly. The driver's looking to try and get the best opportunity they can on off the grid. Who's going to get the best start? It's a good start from Rally Matt Danzo as well. Bertus has another good start. Maybe he's looking at the inside. Snav as well's had a great start in the middle of the field, but Matt leads. Looks like it's going to be unopposed into turn 1. It is indeed. So Rally Matt leads. Danzo second. Bertus up to third. Another great start from him. Bigsy's been forced wide. He's on the inside for turn 4. Dud's down to 6th, which is not the best of starts for him. Maxwell's driver though on the inside. Bit of lag as we come through turn 1. Not the end of the world. Stud's looking for a potential double move as he comes towards turn number 4. Little bit of leaning on one another, still leaning on one another. Bigsy's been forced wide. Here comes Snav now back up the inside. 3 wide through turn 5. That's not going to work. Contact between the two and 3 drivers. Here comes 1805. That's Gino Demmer all on the grass as well. They're all trying to slot themselves in. How many Sciroccos can you get in one screen, ladies and gentlemen? But it's Snav who leads out of that lot. Duds is 5th. Bigsy looking to try and get back up the inside as they approach Desida del Lago. Well, through Desida del Lago. Into turn number 7 now. Through turn 8, which is Pinerino. Parker looking to go around the outside as well now. Dud's in 6th. He's ahead of Bigsy at the moment. What a start in Lobby 2. A bit of lag as we sort of things out. 1805 in 7th. Parker 8th. Gino Demmer 9th. There's 7 Sciroccos effectively all in one shot. Fantastic action on this opening lap. Ooh, catch your breath, everyone. Oh, 1805 just a little bit deep into Junkau. As they come through now, turn 14. There's Duds, Bigsy, Snav. The front 3 have gotten away because of all of this. Bertus is 3rd. Danzo has a penalty, as does Rally Matt. Interesting to see where they've got those penalties from, but all the fighting behind them. Here comes Bigsy now. He's trying to get his 4th place back, and he's got Rally outside of Snav into turn 1. Bigsy gets the move done. He's up into 4th. Good overtaking from the drivers. Duds right on the back of Snav. He's got really good momentum coming around turn 3 out of the centre S. It's a cracking run. He's got the slipstream from Bigsy. He's going to be through into turn number 4. He's already cleared, but Snav is through. 1805 in 7th. Gino Demmer in 8th. And there's a little bit of a gap back to Jazzy Just, Mark Parker and CRT Roving Island. Those 3 having a nice fight themselves. Duds has picked up a penalty, as has Bigsy, for running wide through Desida del Lago. Both trying to clear it, and Duds is up the inside to 4th. 1805 getting in on the mix as well. He's looking to try and go through. Snav's got to be careful because 1805's just there. Gino Demmer in 8th place. He's updated his livery. As Gino Demmer running the HRT colours, obviously former Formula 1 team from 2010 to 2012 HRT, showing the flying the flag for them. Bit of contact between Snav and 1805. 1805 now up to 6th thanks to a move at Junkau, so good move for them. Bigsy in 5th place. Duds has managed to get away from the group behind him. You can see it's quite a large gap actually already within a lap. So Duds in 4th. Here comes Bertus up the inside. That's a really clean move by the look of it. And into 2nd he goes. Danzo just couldn't do anything with the slipstream. Rally Matt off and up the road again. In this league, he's having a fantastic time. Bursis though, having to defend heavily going towards turn 4. On the outside goes Danzo. Danzo couldn't quite get through. He turned in, then had to turn out of the corner. Meanwhile, Duds is in 4th. Bigsy 5th. They're still fighting between 1805 and Snav as they come through turn 5. Through the Decido de Lago they went. Bigsy's got 7/10 worth of penalties to try and clear. Oh, Snav! I thought that was a little bit of lag then. But he's looking for a switchback as Snav, but the frugal gaming driver of 1805 slams the door shut. So he stays in 6th, Snav 7th. Then it's Gino Demmer in 8th. Again, another competitive showing from Gino. Right in the thick of the midfield. Mark Parker's rejoined that midfield fight as well. Roving Island in 10th. Bit of a gap back to Jazzy Justo, who I think made a mistake on that last lap, because he did set a quicker time than the Roving Island. Good to have him back after missing last week's race. Gino Demmer in 8th. Can he do anything? Can he make an impression on Snav? Bigsy has caught the back of Duds, so not looking great for Duds in terms of trying to escape off into the distance. There's Duds, here comes Bigsy on the inside. He's going to have the momentum, but Bigsy trying to clear that penalty. As is Duds, he runs very deep to try and clear that penalty, but that's going to give Bigsy an opportunity to try and go round the outside through turn 4, or rather turn 3. Snav still has Gino Demmer just behind him. We'll watch on board with 1805 then, because Duds and Bigsy side by side. You can see Bursis and Danzo fighting as well as they approach turn 4, because 1805 not quite there. Bigsy runs deeper into the corner, just trying to get rid of that penalty is Bigsy, and sure enough 1805 just slots his way through. Snav in 7th at the moment. Well, you can see Bursis and Danzo further up. You can see how very close these two are. Bursis, we know how aggressive he was at Tsukuba the week before. He was a very good defensive driver as Bursis, doesn't give many opportunities, and Danzo will no doubt be sick of the sight of the back of his liveried Scirocco. He's going to have work to do. Try and get past him. Best opportunity is going to be in the slipstream. If he gets a nice run out of Junkao, gets a very good clambering over the curbs, does Danzo, and that's going to be prime estate now for Danzo to try and get good slipstream up the hill. Further back, we've got Duds, who's just a bit ahead of 1805 at the moment, but here comes Danzo. He's in the slipstream now. A couple of mile an hour quicker than Bursis now is Danzo, as he approaches the centre rest for the 5th lap this race. Danzo on the inside. I thought Bursis was going to go too deep there. Danzo touch of contact, but through he goes. Nothing wrong with that. So Danzo up to 2nd now, which is what he needs. Needs a good result for his championship, does Danzo, because Rally Matt is gone at the moment. Absolutely flying is Rally Matt at the moment. He's got 4 seconds on the next fighting duo, who have got time to fight. Let's not forget the opening laps separated everyone out. Duds has gone for a wander onto the AstroTurf. Don't know if he thinks AstroTurf is tarmac anymore. Bigsy right on the back of 1805. Still trying to clear a penalty, and yes, you can see Duds 1 second worth of penalties. Drivers do have to try and clear them as soon as they can. Bigsy runs wide. That might be another penalty, actually. That be good for him if he didn't get a penalty, because he's just been spending the last couple of laps trying to clear his own. Snav's got away from Gino. But still another good driving. Driving a good showing from Gino at the moment. Parker in 9th. CRT drivers very close together, and there's Jazzy in 11th. What about Danzo though, as he come through turn 14? I think he's got enough of a gap, does Danzo, not to have to defend into turn 1, which will be music to his ears after the troubles he had at Tsukuba last week. Duds in 4th. There's 1805. Bigsy's finally cleared all of his penalties. Well, let's watch again. Does Duds run deep into the corner? No. Well, yeah, he does actually. In fact, they both got it very wrong. Here comes Bigsy. Nice switchback. He's going to try and go around the outside for turn 3. Probably not going to have the momentum he would have wanted. Duds runs wider and 1805 just closes the door. But here comes Bigsy. Nice switch in back from Bigsy so far. Good racecraft, but he's just not close enough to make a lunge. I think 1805 is going to run a bit deep there. He is, and that's going to be a penalty for him. Duds has gone deep as well, and here comes Bigsy up the inside into 5th place. He's got a nice run on Duds, and sure enough, Duds got 1.3 seconds worth of penalties to deal with now. It's going to infuriate him, no doubt. Bigsy looking for us. Always been chucked up by the curb. He's got away with that. 1805 trying to clear his own penalties. Will that give Bigsy a... It has. Bit of a harsh one for Bigsy, really. 1.5 seconds, but that's how GT Sport works. They've got to try and deal with it as best they can. Snav has now joined it, so it's a quartet of drivers. Looking at 4th place. In fact, Gino's not too far behind. Had a nice clear lap that last lap and did a 37.2. So, can he join on to this squabbling quartet? Bertus, meanwhile, not quite close enough to Danzo. He's got the fastest lap of the race, though, Bertus, on a 36.1. You can see the cars just scattering around a little bit because of the lag, which is unfortunate, but we just have to deal with it as best we can in the replay. And Dud's trying to clear his penalties. That's an opportunity for Bigsy. He's not going to say no to it. And into 4th goes the Care Bears driver. Dud's actually managed to clear about half of his penalty in one go there, so he'd be quite happy, but he still needs to clear the other half. What about 1805? Can he potentially look for a move going towards turn 4? Not quite. Bertus is closer to Danzo this lap, but still work to do. Halfway through this race, it's been action-packed so far. It's been the clearing penalties race at the very least. There's Gino, he's still in 8th. He really needs a little bit of help from the drivers in front. He needs to hope that the cars in front of him can just battle a little bit more. Running a CRT logo as well as Gino. And there are the 2 CRT drivers just behind him. In terms of the username, maybe Gino is part of CRT and I wasn't aware of it. There's Jazzy. Nice personal lap that from the last lap for Jazzy, 37.7. She'll be pleased with that lap time, but what about Danzo and Bertus? They're a lot closer on circuit now. Bertus certainly within striking distance as they come towards the centre S for the what will be the 8th time. Danzo looking to try and block a move, but he's not really covered the inside line. Here comes Bertus on the inside into the centre S. Runs a little bit deeper. Danzo going to try and go around the outside. This is great driving from Danzo, and he's back through. That's a great move. Really good move from Danzo. He's back up to 2nd. Bertus in 3rd. Just ran a little bit deep, and that was the chance for Danzo to get back up the inside. He's in the slipstream as Bertus, but the Dutch driver can't do anything about it at the moment. So he'll have to stay in 2nd place for the time being. Dud's still being threatened by 1805. And here comes Snav, who's got past Bigsy. Bigsy's fell to 8th actually, so something's happened to him. We haven't seen it. But Snav in 6th place. A little bit of a bump there for Snav into the back of 1805, and he just backs off a bit. So he doesn't take an advantage. Good driving. Always good to see nice acts of sportsmanship between the drivers. So Gino in 7th now. Not sure what's happened to Bigsy. Just looking at his car, it doesn't look like there's any visual damage from what we can see, so maybe side-by-side contact. He was fighting with 1805 and Danzo before. The CRT boys still neck and neck at the moment. Both in their own private battle at the minute. Jazzy just, apart from his couple of mistakes earlier on in the race, might have been with those two. Had it not been for that. There's Matt, he's got fastest lap back. Flying at the moment. Danzo, Bertus, nothing doing there, and I think Duds is just about far enough ahead to not worry about 1805. 7 minutes effectively left in this session. Duds and 1805 still trying to clear their penalties. You can see it's now taking a tighter line there as they came through turn 3. See, just on the brakes a little bit later. Snav getting into his rhythm now, is Snav. Had an awkward couple of opening laps, but he's found his momentum again. Still a good number of laps to go in this race. As 18.05 and Duds both phase through turn number 6. Here comes Snav. Doesn't look as if he's going to get a move through there. Duds has gone deep into turn 6. Now through Pinarino. These three really having a good tussle at the moment. Gino still in 7th. He's been joined by Bigsy. So 1 minute 40.8. So something must have happened big style for Bigsy to have lost that much time. Snav just on the back now. So this is going to be important for these three. Snav runs a touch wide. Bursis looks like he's closer to Danzo, but he's got a penalty to try and deal with. Snav's in the slipstream of 18.05, is in the slipstream of Duds. Let's just have a watch back. His Spurs is close enough. Goes later on the brakes, but nothing really. Here's Snav. It's got past her. They've all gone very deep into centre S. Exceptionally deep by both 18.05 and Snav. I'm fairly certain 18.05 was trying to clear a penalty, which is why he dropped so far back. So Snav up to 5th. Danzo and Burtis up front fighting now. Going into turn 4 through the Descida del Lago. These two having a wonderful tussle for the 2nd week in a row. Just trying to go around the outside as Burtis. That would have been impressive. Not often you see a driver trying to go around the outside there. Through Pinarino they go. Still neck and neck between the two. Duds in 4th. I think he's just about got away on this lap from Snav. 18.05. Bigsy's past Gino Dema. Gino, maybe a little mistake somewhere. He's got a little penalty to clear. Only a 1/10 of a second, but that will no doubt have factored in. CRT boys still neck and neck between them. We ride up the hill with Bigsy. 18.05's right in the slipstream. Danzo's still in front of Burtis. Let's have a quick cut forward. It's not close enough. Here comes 18.05. He's going to be on the inside as they approach the centre S now. He's braked early, but Snav goes very deep into the corner. 18.05. Can he take opportunity? No, he can't. But now he can. He's on the curb. He's riding the curb. He's on the inside through turn 3. He's got the move done. Snav leans on him a little bit. Probably didn't realise Snav 18.05 was so close, and 18.05 lifted off. Maybe thought the move was a touch too aggressive potentially, but very close. And there's Bigsy. You just saw how close to the back of 18.05's car Bigsy was. He's now back in the thick of the fight. Great racing in Lobby 2 at the moment. Absolutely superb to watch. You see Bigsy looking to the inside. He had to back out of that one for fear of nearly hitting the back of 18.05. Gino still in 8th. Might be where he finishes if the guys in front are still battling the way that they are doing. I feel the closest drivers on circuit at the moment are these, well, two pairings. The first of which 18.05 and Bigsy, although Bigsy's run wide, so there's no opportunity for him there. What about further up the other pairing of Burtis and Danzo? Well, they've got a bit of a gap amongst themselves. They come towards the 12th lap. Oh, Burtis clipping the back of the grass there with his rear right tyre. Doesn't want to spit his car into the wall. He does have 4 seconds, so to speak, on Duds, but Duds has been joined by Snav on this lap, so Duds just hasn't been able to get away in the form that he would have wanted to have done, really. Snav just closing the gap on the slipstream. Another good lap from Snav earlier on with a 36.8. Can he get a 4th place? It's 18.05 and Bigsy still very close on circuit. As are Parker and Roving Island, although they have been for the whole race, to be fair to them. There's Bigsy just looking for a little move through turn number 6. Ooh, he just hits the back of 18.05. That'll be a slow down for Bigsy, which he does. But that's going to cost the two of them in trying to catch up to the back of Duds and Snav, who are now having a real fight for 4th place. The drivers will get one last lap by the look of things. Rally Matt certainly will. In fact, Rally might get a victory lap to himself. He's that far ahead. Here comes Bertus then. He's on the outside of Danzo. A lot of lag going on, but nonetheless, the drivers are still okay. They haven't crashed into one another, which is the main aspect. Down towards the centre S. Bertus gets back into the slipstream of Danzo. This is probably going to be the final lap for these two. Bertus on the inside. Can't quite make it stick. Through turn 1, through the centre S at turn 2. Bertus cuts the corner. Will that be a penalty? Because that looked like it was all 4 wheels, and it is a penalty for Bertus. He's going to have to try and attack and defend, or rather attack and slow down for that penalty. Managed to get rid of 2 temps in the first couple of corners. There's Snav. He's got past Duds. So this is going to be a final lap dash for the drivers. Snav went very, very deep there. Here comes Duds up the inside. There's a gap. There's a move for the Scirocco driver. He's up the inside. Snav's been forced wide, but he's still got a move on the inside as Snav. Duds trying to go around the outside of Pinarino. That'd be great if he could pull it off. It's going to be door banging through the next corner. Snav, can he slot in? He can't. 18.05's right there. There's still contact between the drivers. We're going to have to cut very quickly forward as Bigsy tries to go around the outside of 18.05. I'm going to cut forward to Rally Matt because this has been a fantastic race. Rally Matt takes the win at Interlagos. What a great result again. Another victory. 3 for him this season. Danzo is going to hold on to 2nd place and Bertus is going to be third. But we've got to cut back to these 4 because they're so neck and neck at the moment. Is Duds going to hang on to 4th place? I think he might just get there. Danzo, Bertus 2nd and 3rd. Great drives. Duds takes 4th. Snav in 5th. No. Yes, he was. Saying Bertus is in 3rd now for some reason. He was. There we go. That sorted itself out. Duds 4th. Snav's 5th. 18.05 6th. Bigsy 7th. Gino 8th. Parker beating Roving Island at the end. And Jazzy just comes home in 11th. What a spectacular final lap that was. Unbelievable racing. Absolutely superb. What a performance from the drivers. Duds, in the end, just holding on to 4th. He managed to get back past Snav in the end. That mistake from Snav proving costly. But nonetheless, it happened, and he's going to have to try and deal with it as best as he can. Rally Matt, though, looking imperious in the league so far, isn't he just at the moment? Rally Matt absolutely flying. Another victory. And what are the drivers going to do? How are they going to deal with that? Are they going to be able to keep up with him in the next few races? Because Danzo and Bertus, another wonderful fight and, you know, battle between those two. It was really good to watch. But is anyone going to be able to beat them? Anyone going to be able to beat that wonderful Rally Matt performance? It's going to be one interesting fight to see how they get on. So, that is round 4 at Interlagos. What a wonderful race it was. We will be back next week for race number 5. I'm fairly certain that's going to be a wonderful track. In terms of where we'll be at for that one, just having a quick check now just so we can all find out where it is. Let's have a quick check just to find out where we are for round number 5. It's taken me a little bit longer than I'd hoped to try and find it. So, for round number 5. We'll be heading off to the Red Bull Ring GP. What a fantastic circuit that is. It's going to provide a lot of action for the drivers. We still don't know if that's going to be a wet race or a dry race for the championships, so do tune in. We're back next Thursday, of course, on this channel for Lobby 1's live action, and then Lobby 2 will be commentated on Sunday for the replay on that. But wherever you've been watching in the big wide world, I hope you are having a wonderful time, and I'll see you very soon. But most importantly, stay safe.